Everyone knows Marina Bay Sands. Everyone's heard of gardens by the bay. But Singapore has secrets. Places that don't make it onto the postcards. Places where locals go when they want to escape the crowds. Today, we're exploring 7 stunning attractions in Singapore that most tourists walk right past. Some are hidden in plain sight. Others are tucked away in neighborhoods you've probably never heard of. And a few will make you question why anyone even bothers with the usual tourist trail. Let's begin. But before we dive in, do me a favor. If you love discovering hidden gems and off-the-beaten-path destinations, hit that subscribe button. Tap the notification bell too, so you never miss our next adventure. Trust me, you'll want to see what's coming next. Alright, let's get into it. First up, Haw Par Villa. This place is bizarre. And I mean that in the best way possible. It's a theme park that was built in 1937, funded by the creators of Tiger Bomb. But it's not your typical theme park. There are no roller coasters. No kidding rides. Instead, you'll find over 1,000 statues and dioramas depicting Chinese mythology, folklore, and moral lessons. Some of them are beautiful. Others are deeply unsettling. The most famous section is the 10 Courts of Hell. It's a walk-through exhibit that shows the punishments awaiting sinners in the afterlife. We're talking graphic depictions of torture, dismemberment, and eternal suffering. It's intense. It's not for everyone. But it's unforgettable. What makes Haw Par Villa so fascinating is how it feels frozen in time. The colors are faded. The sculptures are weathered. And yet, it still pulls you in. You'll wander through these bizarre tableaus, feeling like you've stepped into someone else's fever dream. Most tourists don't even know it exists. And those who do often skip it because it sounds too strange. But that's exactly why you should go. It's weird, it's thought-provoking, and it's completely free to enter. You won't find anything like it anywhere else in Singapore. If you're intrigued by this one, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments too. Have you been to Haw Par Villa, or does it sound too wild for you? Number 2, Pulau Ubin. This is an island just off the northeastern coast of Singapore. And it feels like a different country. No skyscrapers. No shopping malls. Just forests, wetlands, and quiet village roads. To get there, you take a small bumboat from Changi Point Ferry Terminal. The ride takes about 10 minutes. When you arrive, you'll feel like you've traveled back in time. Pulau Ubin is one of the last remaining kampongs in Singapore. That's a traditional village. There are wooden houses on stilts. Wild chickens roaming around. And bicycles everywhere, because that's how you explore the island. Most people rent a bike and ride through the jungle trails. You'll pass through mangroves, rubber plantations, and abandoned granite quarries that have turned into serene ponds. The air smells different here. Earthy. Green. There's a stillness you don't find in the city. Pulau Ubin is also home to Chek Jawa wetlands, a coastal area with boardwalks that let you walk above the intertidal zone. You'll see mudskippers, crabs, and if you're lucky, dolphins in the distance. What's remarkable is how few people visit. Even on weekends, it feels peaceful. Singapore is one of the most densely populated places on Earth, and yet here you are, surrounded by nothing but nature. It's a reminder that Singapore wasn't always glass and steel. It used to be islands like this. If you're enjoying this list so far, make sure you're subscribed. And drop a comment letting me know if you've ever heard of Pulau Ubin before. Number 3, the Kat Ong and Joo Chiat neighborhoods. These are 2 adjoining districts in the east of Singapore, and they're bursting with color. I'm talking about Peranakan shophouses. These are traditional 2-story buildings with ornate facades, painted in pastel pinks, greens, blues, and yellows. The Peranakans are descendants of Chinese immigrants who married local Malays centuries ago. Their culture is a blend of Chinese, Malay, and colonial influences, and it shows in the architecture. The shophouses have intricate tile work, carved wooden shutters, and decorative motifs that make every street feel like an open-air museum. But Katong and Ju Chiat aren't just pretty. They're alive. There are family-run restaurants serving laksa, a spicy coconut noodle soup that Katong is famous for. There are bakeries selling traditional Peranakan cakes. And there are antique shops, boutiques, and cafes tucked into those colorful buildings. What I love about this area is how it resists the polished perfection of central Singapore. It's a little rough around the edges. A little more authentic. You can spend hours just walking these streets, looking up at the facades, peeking into courtyards, and soaking in the atmosphere. Most tourists stick to Chinatown or Little India for their cultural fix. But Katong and Ju Chiat offer something quieter, more intimate. It's where you go to feel like you've discovered something on your own. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Let me know in the comments which of these places surprises you the most. Number 4, Labrador Nature Reserve. This is a small coastal park on the southern edge of Singapore. And it's one of the only places in the city where you can walk through both jungle and history at the same time. The reserve is home to a secondary forest, meaning it grew back after being cleared decades ago. The trees are dense. The paths are shaded. And the sounds of the city fade the deeper you go. But what makes Labrador special is its military history. During World War II, this area was part of Singapore's coastal defenses. You can still see the old gun emplacements, bunkers, and tunnels built by the British. Some of them are overgrown with roots and vines now, half reclaimed by the jungle. It's eerie. There's something haunting about walking through these ruins, knowing what they were meant to protect against. The park also has a rocky shoreline where you can watch container ships pass by in the distance. It's a strange juxtaposition. Nature, history, and industry all in one frame. Labrador isn't flashy. It won't make it onto Instagram highlight reels. But if you want a quiet place to think, to walk, to reflect, this is it. Most people have never even heard of it. And that's exactly why it's worth visiting. If this resonates with you, subscribe and let me know your thoughts below. Have you ever explored a hidden park like this? Number 5, Thian Hock King Temple. This is Singapore's oldest Chinese temple, built in 1842. And it's a masterpiece. The temple was constructed without a single nail. Everything is held together with beams, brackets, and wooden joints. The roof is covered in intricate ceramic sculptures of dragons, phoenixes, and floral motifs. Inside, there are gilded altars, red lanterns, and the smell of incense hanging in the air. Thian Hock Keng was built by Hokkien immigrants as a place to give thanks to Mazu, the goddess of the sea. Back then, the temple was right on the waterfront. Ships would arrive after dangerous voyages, and sailors would come here to offer gratitude for their safe passage. Today, the sea is gone. Land reclamation pushed the coastline far away. But the temple remains, standing quietly in the middle of Chinatown's chaos. What strikes me most about this place is the craftsmanship. Every detail is intentional. Every carving tells a story. You could spend an hour just looking at the roof decorations and still miss things. Most tourists walk right past it on their way to the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple, which is bigger and flashier. But Thian Hock Keng has something the newer temples don't. Soul. History. A sense of continuity with the past. If you visit, go early in the morning. The light is softer. The crowds are thinner. And you'll have space to just stand there and take it all in. Make sure you're subscribed if you want more hidden gems like this. And comment below if you've ever visited a place that felt like stepping back in time. Number 6, Bukit Brown Cemetery. This one is controversial. Not because it's dangerous or forbidden, but because it's disappearing. Bukit Brown is one of the largest Chinese cemeteries outside of China. It's home to over 100,000 graves, some dating back to the early 1900s. The tombs are works of art. Some are small and simple. Others are elaborate structures with stone lions, carved pillars, and inscriptions in classical Chinese. Walking through Bukit Brown feels like wandering through an outdoor museum. Except the museum is slowly being erased. Part of the cemetery has already been cleared to make way for a highway. More sections are slated for development in the coming years. It's a reminder that in Singapore, space is precious. And even the dead don't get to rest forever. But for now, Bukit Brown is still there. And it's hauntingly beautiful. The graves are scattered across rolling hills, surrounded by jungle. Monkeys swing through the trees. Birds call out in the distance. And there's a quiet reverence to the place, even in its neglect. What makes Bukit Brown fascinating is the history buried here. These aren't just anonymous graves. They belong to Singapore's pioneers. Merchants, community leaders, families who helped build the nation. Their stories are inscribed on the tombs, waiting to be read. If you visit, go with a guide. There are volunteer groups that lead walking tours and share the stories of the people buried there. It's the best way to understand what you're looking at. Bukit Brown won't be around forever. And that makes it all the more important to see it while you still can. If you're finding value in this video, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments if you've ever visited a place that's slowly disappearing. Number 7, the Southern Ridges. This is a 10-kilometer trail that connects several parks and nature reserves across the southern part of Singapore. And it's one of the best walks in the entire city. The trail takes you through Mount Faber Park, Telok Blangah Hill Park, and ends at Kent Ridge Park. Along the way, you'll cross two stunning bridges. The first is the Henderson Waves, a wave-shaped pedestrian bridge that sits 36 meters above the ground. It's the highest pedestrian bridge in Singapore, and walking across it feels like floating above the treetops. The second is the Alexandra Arch, a curved bridge covered in vegetation that looks like something out of a science fiction film. What makes the Southern Ridges special is how it removes you from the city without ever leaving it. You're walking through dense canopy. You're listening to birds and cicadas. And yet, when you look up, you can still see the skyline in the distance. It's a strange, beautiful contrast. Urban and wild at the same time. The trail is well maintained, with clear signage and rest stops along the way. But it's long enough that most casual tourists skip it. They stick to the shorter, easier parks. Which means if you do the full trail, you'll have stretches of it almost to yourself. I recommend starting early in the morning. The heat in Singapore can be intense, and the shade from the trees only helps so much. Bring water. Wear good shoes. And give yourself 3 to 4 hours to do the whole thing at a comfortable pace. By the time you reach the end, you'll have seen a side of Singapore most people never experience. Green, quiet, and surprisingly wild. If you love content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments which of these 7 places you're most excited to visit. So there you have it. 7 stunning attractions in Singapore that most tourists never see. From the surreal sculptures of Haw Par Villa to the fading history of Bukit Brown. From the colorful streets of Katong to the jungle trails of Pulau Ubin. These places aren't on the typical itinerary. But that's exactly what makes them special. They offer something the big attractions can't. Space. Quiet. A sense of discovery. Singapore is more than Marina Bay Sands and Sentosa. It's layers. History beneath the glass towers. Nature hiding in the cracks between development. And neighborhoods that still remember what this place used to be. If you visit Singapore, don't just follow the guidebook. Wander. Take a bumboat to an island. Walk through a cemetery. Get lost in a Peranakan neighborhood. You'll find a different city. One that's quieter, stranger, and infinitely more interesting. Before you go, do me a favor. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Also, let us know in the comments where you are watching from. I love hearing from viewers all over the world. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.